Hey guys, it's Michelle here, the founder and CEO of ihelpmoms.com, where we are on a mission to make motherhood easier, healthier, and happier. I am so excited that we get to sit down with our ihelpmoms.com sex therapist and the founder of Infinite Intimacy to ask the real questions that couples, partners, and moms really want to know about how to have amazing relationships after having these little human beings that depend on us all day. And I think one of the most important things that we all want to know is authenticity. Why is being authentic to ourselves and to those around us so important for our overall happiness in our relationships?
Absolutely. So authenticity is this idea of being willing and able to see and be seen, right? For who we truly are.
Yeah.
And when we're in relationships, you know, that especially when you're first in the relationship, we put our best foot forward, right? And we just want to make ourselves look so beautiful and wonderful. And then as the relationship progresses, then it really gets to a point of, okay, when am I really going to show this person who I am? You know, and start shedding those layers, those walls, those facades that maybe we think we want our partners to see. But then if we're constantly hiding, suppressing, or concealing who we truly are, then the relationship's not going to last because you're not being you and you're not being true to you.
You know, something that also rings true to that is the brain loves simplicity. So especially as a mom, if you're trying to hide those parts of you, if you're trying to maintain that perfect Facebook, Instagram, digital world image of yourself, you will be exhausted. So I love what you're talking about of finding your true self, because it leads to such a simple life and a happy life, right? For our kids as well. It's so important.
Exactly. Well, we model for our kids, you know, and we don't want our kids to see us in different lights in different places because that shows them, you know, well, I don't know, am I supposed to be this way in one situation, this way in another situation, rather than just being you?
Yeah, that's amazing. So one of the most important things along the journey of motherhood, but also one of the hardest things, is vulnerability, right? Because it takes the control out of our hands, which is very hard in motherhood. But tell us why this can often unlock the doorway to living our best life ever.
Yes, well, authenticity and vulnerability really go hand in hand, you know? It's being able to acknowledge that, okay, maybe I don't have it, you know, all together, and that's okay, you know? I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to, you know, make sure that I'm a little robot. You know, we might feel that that's how we're supposed to be because that's what we see in other moms or other relationships, you know, where they have it all together. So why can't we have it all together, you know? So making sure that we're being able to really relinquish that control and that need for perfection, you know? And then once we really learn how to be vulnerable with our partners and let down those guards, let down those walls, it really opens the space for you to have open and honest communication about your wants, your needs, and those areas of support that maybe you may have felt afraid to ask for before because you were trying to be a certain way.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's such great advice. And I think both authenticity and vulnerability are super important, not just in our love relationships with our spouse or partner, but also in our friendships with girlfriends. You know, that's one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever had is that when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you build the strongest connection. So I'm a huge fan of this. So what are some of the takeaways and strategies that you would give moms to finding their authentic self?
Well, first, limit your comparison to other moms and other relationships, right? Because the more that we compare ourselves to someone else, then that makes us feel deficient in some way.
I want to give a really good example of this, actually. My husband doesn't get home. He leaves the house every day at 6:15 a.m. and doesn't get home till 8:30. And as a younger mom, as a newer mom, it would drive me crazy because I would come home and be like, their husband's home at 5. Where are you? I need help with this. Their husband does this. And I realize on the back end of it, I have to be really careful of that because that's just not our life. It's not authentically, we have to work long hours. So it just is what it is. And when I accepted that and I just found what our authentic relationship was and I stopped comparing ourselves to other families, we reached a really beautiful, healthy place in life.
Absolutely. What works for you may not work for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It is.
Because that goes back to we're all different people and we all
so
need
important.
different things and have different strengths and different resources. And it's just a matter of really owning our true selves.
How do you think that moms can either carve out the time or find the courage to actually figure out who their authentic self is? Because I think a lot of times our pre-child, pre-baby self is different than our post-motherhood self.
Absolutely.
So how do we find that authentic self of who we are now that we have kids?
Yeah, so it's not getting stuck on one specific identity, where let's say I'm a therapist, and then I'm a mom. It's really finding a way to incorporate and redefine who you are as these other roles come into play. So taking that time for yourself and being meditative and being reflective and seeing, okay, this is how my life has changed. So what has changed about me? What has changed about my personality? What has changed about the way that I respond to things? And my priorities. Because once you have a child, obviously, this little person needs your help to survive, So incorporating all these different aspects of ourselves and just finding a new definition for who we are and who we want to be.
Wow, I really love that. And, our ihelpmoms.com therapist gave me really great advice that I want to end on. And it's really taking time to reflect what makes you happy and what do you want? Not the flip side of what don't I have, but what do I want and what do I really enjoy and appreciate in my life. So that's led to a beautiful authenticity, and I thank you for your expertise.
Absolutely.
And if you have any questions for our intimacy expert for your own relationship, make sure you reach out to her on Instagram at Infinite Intimacy, and Rachel is going to be happy to help you guys. All right, we'll see you guys next time.